Over the years, I've had a few sketchbooks, and I always customize them. A few videos ago, I did a video about doing a custom wrap on the outside of my sketchbook, and that was relatively popular. So I thought, wouldn't it be really cool if I could put my iPad mini inside of my sketchbook? It seems to fit 7x10 format. So let's do a secret sketchbook with a hidden iPad mini.
My name is Eric Strebel. I'm an industrial designer. Welcome to my channel about product design and making. I hope that you like, enjoy, and become a subscriber.
Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, and then you hit the bell again, so you get the little parentheses around it. That way you'll be notified every time I have a new video. Don't forget to check out the design and making merch below: hoodies, t-shirts, and stickers. The sketchbook that you saw me wrap in Ultra Suede a few videos ago is just about full, so it's time for a new sketchbook. Let's see how we're going to put this iPad mini inside of my sketchbook. Now, the iPad mini is about the thickness of a piece of foam core and a piece of mat board, so just around 6 millimeters thick, and that foam core and that mat board make up just a hair over 6 millimeters. So I'm going to basically make a composite structure between the outside cover or the front cover of the sketchbook, the foam core on the middle, which will be the distance in between the two pieces of mat board, in a sense, to give it a fair amount of structure. I'm cutting out a little hole at the bottom so that I can put a cord in there and still charge my iPad, and a little finger grip at the top, of course, so that I can remove it easily from the inside of the cover. So here I'm just laminating the two pieces together, so the foam core on the bottom and the mat board on the top. I'm using this Pentalic 7x10 sketchbook. It's the brightest white paper sketchbook in a 7x10 format that I could find. It's slightly bigger size than all my other sketchbooks, because all the Blick and Utrecht sketchbooks that I have in the past have nice bright white paper, and sketchbooks today, for whatever reason, don't have very bright paper anymore. So I've had a really tough struggle finding a sketchbook with bright enough white paper for me to sketch in. If you know of a good sketchbook that's 7x10 wirebound, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to check it out. I've tried a couple Canson ones, and I just returned those on Amazon. Didn't work. So I cut everything out kind of rough cut, and here I'm using the oscillating spindle sander to get nice radiuses on the two cutouts and get it nice finish. So here I'm gluing it together with the front cover, again using white glue, because white glue gives me great strength, so I love to use it. I use a piece of tape to line everything up so that when I fold the two halves together, I get a nice clean edge. I'm using some camouflage vinyl that I bought. Recently did some work for the military, and a lot of these Army personnel have these sketchbooks with camouflage on it, and I was like, oh, those are pretty cool. So I thought camouflage would be a fitting finish for this sketchbook, since it's actually hiding something on the inside of it. You know, it looked really cool when I saw it on eBay, and it came in the mail, and yeah, not super excited about the camouflage. It is growing on me, and it looks a lot better on the sketchbook than just the sheet sort of rolled out. So it's turning out okay. It's not 100% what I was looking for, but it will certainly do. So here, once I've got the cavity built, we need to have a little flap to keep the iPad from falling out. I'm going to use a piece of styrene for that. It's an 030 piece of styrene, and we're going to drop in some magnets, and that is going to keep that styrene flap closed and locked so the iPad cannot fall out. These are the same kind of magnets that you'll find in a retail box in a store maybe something that holds an iPhone case or something like that, so you can open and close and the lid stays closed securely. I use a little E6000 to glue these magnets in. That turns out to be kind of problematic. The E6000 eats away my foam, so I end up having to go back and put in a different kind of glue off camera. But so be warned there about that. So one of the hard parts about this whole process was lining up the camo pattern on the front of the cover so that it was square to the cover itself. That took a little bit of work. Of course, the cutting mat that has a grid on it was really helpful, so I could line everything up and then kind of eyeball things, and that's how I was able to get it really nice. I cover the front and then the back, and what you're looking at here is the inside, and I'm just kind of match cutting the best I can with the hidden seam that I fold over from the front. And here I'm removing the inside of the vinyl. This is where the iPad actually goes. So I try to make everything as seamless as possible and nice and clean as I can, so you can't see any of the seams. And here I trim off the last little part with a knife blade. Little flap that's made out of styrene gets the vinyl as well, and that's actually what holds the metal in place on the styrene cover. So there's magnets in the inside cover, and the flap that folds down actually has 3 pieces of metal that snap to the magnets on the inside of the cover. And the vinyl on both sides of the styrene here holds those little metal plates in place. And I don't fold the vinyl over here like I do on the front and back cover. I just flush cut it. It's very thin. It's the 030 stuff, so it's not worth it to fold it over, and I just use the straight edge of the plastic for that. And I get a nice clean seal here, and then we're just going to put a little piece of vinyl on the bottom, and that's going to become our hinge. Hopefully that's going to last through the life of the sketchbook. If not, we can put another piece of vinyl there if we have to replace it. The last thing left to do here is to cut out all the little holes where the spiral bound goes together. And of course, this sketchbook is actually bigger than all of my other sketchbooks, so I need to cut down all my paper. So I rig up a little 2x4 here with a metal ruler underneath of it, and that's what I cut against with my X-Acto blade. And I slowly cut away the pages to make them the same size as my other sketchbooks. So let's put this bad boy together. So the way I designed it was that the iPad is on the inside of the sketchbook here. We're going to load up the paper. And again, I'm putting the sketchbook together in the way that I like it so I can remove the pages from the back of the sketchbook. And there it is. That's where the iPad's going to go. And then that little flap is going to fold closed, and boom, you're done. Now, not exactly what I intended, but I decided that there's an option here that I never considered, is to put the iPad on the outside. This allows me to use all the paper of the sketchbook. Now, I didn't design it to be this way, but it will allow you to have all the paper in there. Because of the thickness of the iPad, I'm not able to put all the paper in there the way that I originally intended it to. So this is another option. You know, good, bad, has positives, has negatives. I rather like it on the inside. I'm okay with a few less pages on the sketchbook. But why don't you go ahead, leave comments in the below and let me know what you like, inside or outside. And a bonus of this whole thing is you get an iPad stand out of the thing. So it's a great way to watch some content. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below if you like the iPad on the inside or the outside. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can do that by clicking on the icon in the bottom right of the video or below the video. Give it a thumbs up and follow the channel there as well. If you want to know about upcoming design content and projects that I'm working on, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my favorite Google+, links below. Also, don't forget to check out all the design and making gear below. Rock on! Click here to check out some of the other design and making videos that I have that you might enjoy.